Hello, welcome back to another video by Dailyblades. Today we've got a Kizer on the table, and yeah, it's another Chinese knife, but I gotta admit, some of these companies over there are really starting to produce some knives that are very desirable. The materials that they're made out of, the craftsmanship, the quality, fit, finish, action, all that is really starting to be on the rise, and I'm real excited about some of these knives that are coming out. So this in particular is the Kizer Sheepdog c01c. This is a collaboration with Chris Conaway of Sheepdog Knives here in the States. It is a titanium frame lock model, this cleaver blade. Try and get you a close-up of the Sheepdog logo if we can. Of course, lighting and stuff isn't going to want to work with me today, but when you get the knife, it does come inside of a white box. Inside the white box you'll find a black box. Inside the black box is your pouch that they give you with some of their higher end Kizer models. There's a cleaning rag in there, some paperwork and stuff like that. It's nice to see some presentation when you're spending, you know, it's not a crazy amount of money, but to some it is. So this is a $204 knife, so when you get in that price range, it's nice to see some sort of presentation with it. So as you can see, this is the blue anodized model with gold hardware. Also has this nice blue collar on the pivot bolt there. Did some millings on the left handle. Not only does it lighten it up a little bit, but it also, you know, when you put your fingers into it, when you index it into your hand, it definitely adds a little bit of texture or something for you to grip onto. Overall, the feel of this knife, having those contoured handles, is extremely nice. I mean, even without any jimping, you really feel like your hand is locked in, and on my size hands, it just feels perfect. Whether I'm, you know, doing some chopping or slicing, the feel in the hand is very, very good for me. So some of the specs on the knife would be that it's a sheepfoot style cleaver design, as you see here. Roughly a 3.3 inch blade, S35 VN steel. Has this nice swedge on top here. So even though it's thick, it's really not crazy thick. And you can see how it tapers down with that swedge. It does have a milled titanium pocket clip. Oh, the other thing I want to mention on the blade is the stone washing. I know my lighting today is not the best. I try to use as much natural light as I can just because I'm new to this and stuff. And unfortunately, it's a very overcast day here in Ohio, so kind of trying to improvise and use some lighting. But the stone wash on this knife is very, very good. I gotta believe it'll wear very nicely and offer, you know, a lot of resistance to any sort of chipping or gouges or scratches or scrapes that you might get on your blade, if you go ahead and use the knife as a hard use knife. Excuse me. So it does have overall length of 7 3/4 inches. You're looking at about 6.1 ounce in weight, so you're definitely going to feel it in the pocket on the weight side. It's not super heavy though. Obviously I've carried, many of us have carried heavier knives, or if you're into fixed blade carry, then you know you're getting into a range that's going to be well above that for certain knives. So at 6 ounces, it's hefty, you know it's there, you're not going to forget that it's there, but it's not going to be too much that it's going to be weighting down your pants or anything like that. It does have a stainless steel insert on the lock face, and that does double as an over travel stop. It does have a ceramic detent as well, which I went ahead and took some of my my barrel scopes and stuff and looked in there the best I could to check out the bearings on the action, and without tearing the knife apart, I can't be 100% certain the bearings on the action, what those are, but the detent is ceramic. I've heard both that it's stainless bearings and ceramic, so without me tearing it apart, I can't be 100% sure. It does have this nice big flipper tab you get a lot of positive feedback from this. I mean, the minute you start engaging it, you can really tell that it's transferring that momentum from your finger down to that large, sheep's foot blade. And it comes out with pretty good authority. I've heard a few people talk about the detent on these knives being weak. I would say that maybe I would like a tad bit more, but I mean, I literally shook the heck out of this thing to try and get that blade to come free, and for the life of me, I couldn't get it to. I've heard other reviewers say that they have, so maybe that's one issue with quality control with Kizer, or maybe it's just that they're hand assembled. Someone's pivot is being tightened a little bit more than the next assembler in line. Whatever the case may be, I could not get mine to fall out of the lock position for the life of me in shaking it. Excuse me. But yeah, so a couple of things that I wanted to hit on this knife was that, to me, when I saw it, I was initially attracted to it because of its looks. Obviously, it's a very sharp looking knife if you're into this folding cleaver style blade. And then when they came out with this blue anode version, which I like to anodize a lot of my titanium knives, I tend to do it myself or send some out. But when I saw that, I really wanted to go ahead and get my hands on it, and I'm glad I did. I don't feel that I made a mistake or spent too much. I think it comes in, right at the price range that it's worth, considering, titanium, ceramic detent, bearings, S35VN, great contouring on the titanium and all the work that they've done. I don't believe they actually use CNCs. I'm pretty sure they use all wire EDM. So if that's the case, the cuts take a little bit longer to do, but you end up with these nice edges, nicely uniform cutout pieces. It is an open construction, as you can see, so it's going to be nice and easy to clean out if you get dirt, debris, or anything like that in there. So, love the action. Great fun knife to play around with. I cut some rope, I cut paracord, I cut paper, I cut some popsicle sticks up. I didn't really want to take it out in the yard and start hacking into a tree branches or anything like that. But it came very sharp out of the box, very nice edge. One of the complaints I'll have about it is you're looking at about 2 inches in width here. So when it's in your pocket, and I'll show a picture of it in my pocket, it leaves a pretty good imprint as far as, first of all, being able to see that you're carrying a large knife, and second of all, it takes up some real estate in your pocket. It's not an incredibly thick knife, though. I mean, it's fairly thin for a knife its size, and overall the knife isn't actually that ridiculous. 7 3/4 inches long isn't incredibly long or anything like that. But so it does imprint in the pocket pretty well. Now for me, I'm right front pocket carry, and I generally don't carry anything else in my pocket with my knives. Occasionally I might get some change or something back that I would put in there, but other than that, it's a pretty open pocket for me, so I'm able to carry some pretty large knives and stuff and not have it bother me. Plus I always wear a belt, so coming at 6 ounces on this, and if I'm carrying a flashlight and cell phone left front pocket, wallet left back pocket, I'm not really too worried about it weighing down my pants or anything like that. But this was just kind of an initial overview of the knife. I really like the way it looks. I really like the action on it. The contours that it has, I mean, they're just perfect for me in my hand. They allow me to get a nice purchase on the blade, like I said, whether I'm chopping or slicing, and really feel good about it. Good ergonomics. Extremely fun to flip. It's a little awkward the way I'm doing it in front of the camera here, but it comes out no problem. Nice free drop. Nice close, nice detent. So yeah, if you guys are thinking about getting the Kizer Sheepdog, I would say it's definitely worth the money. Is it something you're going to carry every day? You could, and it'd be good for opening boxes and normal day-to-day tasks. A little bit wide in the pocket, but other than that, yeah, I think it's a really cool, nice knife. If you're into collecting and stuff like that, it's a great knife for that because it is a unique design in the sense that it's not like 9 out of 10 pocket knives that you're going to see. So, with that, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and we will do an update on it once I put it through some more tasks and actually carry it for a little while. And I'm also going to disassemble it, and we'll take a look at the pivot assembly and see what kind of bearings we have in there. Alright, guys, thanks. Take care.